What's the most innocent thing your child ever said that exposed something dark? One night, I was tucking my 6-year-old son into bed when he suddenly smiled and said, "Can Uncle Jay tuck me in again tomorrow?" He reads the stories in funny voices. I paused. I don't have a brother and neither does my wife. I asked him who Uncle Jay was, and he said, "He comes over when you work at night. Mommy says he's her old friend." That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept tossing and turning, trying to rack my brain to find out who Jay was. Then, I remembered that my wife had mentioned an old college friend who moved to town, but I had never met him, and she had never called him Jay. The next morning, I asked her if her friend was still looking for jobs in the area. She blinked like she didn't know what I meant, then said she hadn't seen him in weeks. That was the first red flag. I immediately started checking our security system to find out who had been in and out of the house. We have a Ring camera at the front door, but it had been disabled by my wife. She said the battery kept dying, so it was useless. That day before work, I replaced the battery without telling her, turned on motion alerts, and waited. 3 nights later, I got a ping around 8:15 p.m. when I was at work. I checked it and saw a man walking up to our house, rang the bell once, and my wife opened the door before it even finished chiming. She kissed him, and he walked inside like he lived there. I felt betrayed. I was disgusted. Not only had she been seeing another man, she was bringing him to our house and letting him be with my son. The next night, I planned to catch them in action. I told her I was heading to work, but actually parked a few streets down and walked back. I watched through the window as she made popcorn, turned on a movie, and curled up with Uncle Jay, while our son played in the other room. I knocked once, and they both looked up with panic on their faces. I heard her telling him to hide, and a full minute later she opened the door. She very nervously said, "Hi babe, did you forget something?" Me and Axel, our son, were just watching a movie. I stared at her with a straight face, and didn't say a word as she rambled on with excuses. I just walked in, and asked our son to grab his backpack and come with me. I filed for divorce the next day, and moved in with my parents temporarily. I got full custody after proving she had lied repeatedly, and invited a stranger over, and let him go near my son. It's been a year since I won full custody. My son's doing great now. He still asks sometimes why Uncle Jay never came back. I just tell him he wasn't really family.